Hello everybody, my name is Kingsticks and welcome to my Malphite Jungle guide for Season 7. Malphite is an extremely easy champion, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. At level 1, you're going to want to start your E and start with your bot laners, get a leash from them. Once you hit level 2, you're going to want to go ahead and take your W. It's going to help you out with your clears quite a bit. Whenever you come up to a camp, you might consider waiting for your passive to come up before you start it, so that way you don't take too much damage. Whenever you start attacking a camp, it's best to attack the biggest thing in the camp. Activate your W and your E both as soon as you can when you start the camp. This way you'll clear the camp as fast as possible and it'll do the most damage possible. Once you are level 3, you're going to have to choose between leveling up your E a second time or taking your Q. If you feel like you can gank a lane, then go ahead and take your Q. If not, and you're just going to keep jungling, go ahead and level up your E a second time. It'll help you with your clear speed. But then you are going to definitely want to get your Q at level 4. Don't waste your Q on monsters in your jungle unless you have blue buff, because your Q does cost a lot of mana. Ideally, you're not going to waste your time ganking out Malphite until you are level 6, because before you're level 6, you're very vulnerable to dying, and also your ganks aren't that good because you don't have any real CC or a real gap closer. So focus on farming and trying to soak up as much minion XP as you can whenever your laners aren't in lane. So if there's a big wave, push to your laner's turret, and if you happen to be in the area, you can go to the turret and farm the minions and get the EXP from them. Like I mentioned, if you're not level 6 on Malphite, you ideally want to avoid ganking, but if you see your laner getting ganked or you feel like you can save a laner's life by showing up, it's not a bad idea. So like here, I know if I come, they won't be able to kill Yasuo because I can body block, I can use my slows and just put in quite a bit of pressure. If I didn't come, Yasuo would have been in a fair amount of trouble, and actually I ended up flashing and picking off Ari. Luckily she was low on mana, so I actually could secure the kill, but usually you just want to avoid ganking, like I said, unless you can save a life or truly help a lane. Here, if you look at my EXP bar, you can tell that I'm almost level 6, so I know if I just do one more camp, I will indeed get my ultimate since I will be level 6. I am low on mana, but I know that my ultimate has enough base damage that if I ult Karma, I can just ult auto attack and walk away. Since I am so tanky, I could have took several turret shots and it wouldn't have really mattered. When your ultimate is down, it's best to get back in the jungle and keep farming. That way you don't fall behind. You can still get your items. Just keep farming it up using your W, your E, and if you have your blue buff, you can use your Q as well on the camps. I prefer to use my Q to finish off the monster so that way I can hit it, get extra movement speed, and run to my next camp. But you want to make sure on Malphite, whenever your ultimate is up, you want to go try to use it effectively as soon as possible, since your ultimate is so OP. If you land your ultimate on an enemy target when your ally is there, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill since it's almost impossible to miss your ultimate. If you do want to take dragon, make sure you have at least one teammate with you because it will take Malphite ages to solo a dragon. If you are going to gank a lane and use your ultimate on a solo target, it's important that you don't waste its CC. For example, if my teammate goes in and CCs Ari here, I'm not going to ult her right when he's CCing her. I'm going to ult her right when she comes down. So I waited until Yasuo's ult was over, then I ulted Ari, securing us the kill. Here's another example of the same situation. Yasuo goes in and ults Ari, he CCs her, so I wait till his CC is over until I ult him. That way we spread out our CC, so that way Ari is stunned and knocked up for the maximum amount of time possible. The reason why I just ulted for her instead of waiting to hit multi-targets with my ultimate is because she still had 2 dashes on her ultimate left, so once she saw me, she would have just ulted away from me and I wouldn't have been able to ult her, and the other enemies were too high on HP for us to kill them. Not to mention Yasuo was low on HP, so we were desperately trying to kill their highest damage carry on their team before they killed Yasuo. Also, if you kept watching this clip, you would have noticed that Yasuo and Caitlyn died because they overstayed and stayed attacking the turret. The reason I did not stay was because Rumble was top, Veigar was dead, and Yasuo was very low on HP. In a situation where you can't take an objective or turret, it's best to just keep farming so that way you put yourself farther ahead. If the enemy team is not grouping very well, you'll find yourself using your ultimate quite a bit on single targets. It's not a bad thing as long as you make sure when you're using your ultimate, you're around 90% sure at least that the enemy is going to die, because you do not want to be using your ultimate if you don't think the enemy is going to die from it, because then you're going to be at a really bad spot. But if you do see an enemy out of position and your team is behind you, go ahead, ult them, E, and as they're coming down out of your ultimate, then you're going to hit them with your Q as a slow. But make sure you throw it after you E and auto attack once. That way, the maximum duration of the slow will be applied, because if you just Q them while you're ulting them, they're going to be knocked up and stunned anyways. So the slow won't even do anything. Once the enemy team does start to group and you're starting to team fight, wait till your ultimate is up. Once it is up, walk towards the enemy team, watch your spacing, watch where your teammates are, and once your teammates are behind you and the enemy team clumps up, go ahead and ult in, E, W, Q, do all your abilities. But the main thing is, when you're grouped, you want to make sure and keep an eye on where your teammates are, because if you ult in on the enemies and your teammates aren't there, your ultimate's going to be an absolute waste. And don't be too afraid of getting into contact with the enemy melees because they can't do much damage to you since you are so tanky. So in this situation, they jumped on me. They all grouped under their turret. And even though they're under the turret, I just ulted in because I saw I had Yasuo behind me and the rest of my team was right behind me as well. So I just ulted in, got a 4-man ult. Yasuo ulted off that and we just destroyed them. Killed 3, take inhibitor, and we win the game off this. And that is going to wrap up this Malphite Jungle guide. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Also, if you guys prefer these shorter styled guides, let me know down in the comments below. If you prefer the longer ones, let me know. I'm just really curious to see what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching and good luck out there on the Rift.